Tandavat Pranam to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Bhakti Rakshak, Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Srimad Bhagavad-Gita Ki Jai. Text 18, Chapter 2, Text 18. Anantvanta ime dehe nitya shokta saririna. Anashino prameyasya tasmad hudyasva bharata. The soul is said to be eternal, indestructible, and immeasurable. Only these physical bodies are subject to destruction. Therefore, O Bharata, fight. Yenam veti hantaram yaschayam manho tauna vijainito nayam hantina hanyate. Those who think the living being slays, and those who think it is slain, are ignorant of the true nature of the soul. For the soul neither slays nor is slain. Nayam bhutva bhavita vanabhuya. Ajo nitya sashvato yam purano nahanyate hanyamane sarire. The soul is neither born nor dies. It has neither been nor will it be created, because it is unborn and eternal. It is ever youthful, yet ancient. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. Vidha vinashinam nityam yenham majam abhayayam katam sapurusha parta kam gatyati hanti kam. O Partha, knowing the soul to be indestructible, eternal, birthless, and immutable, how can a person kill or cause anyone to be killed? Vashamsi jirani yatha vyahya navani granati naro parnai tata sarir rani vihaya jirani anyani samyati navani dehi. As a person adopts new garments, discarding those that are old and worn, similarly, the soul continues to adopt new bodies, leaving those that are old and useless. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledyati apo, na shoshyati maruta. Weapons cannot pierce the soul, and fire cannot burn it. Water cannot wet it, and air cannot dry it. Achedyo yam adhayo yam akvedyo sosya evacha vitya sarva gatastanor akchalo yam sanatana avyakto yam achintyo yam avikaryo yam uchyate tasmadevam viditvainam nanushuchitam arhasi. It is said that the soul is indivisible and cannot be burned, moistened, or dried. It is eternal. It reaches all planes, yet remains still, immovable, and ever present. It is imperceptible, inconceivable, and untransformable by the sixfold transformations. Therefore, knowing the nature of the soul as such, there is no reason to lament for it. The sixfold transformations are birth, existence, growth, maturity, diminution, and destruction. Ata chainam nichajatam nicham vamanya semritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi tatasya hi dhruvam mrityor dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad aparhaye rite natvam sochitam arhasi. And, O best of warriors, even if you think that the soul is perpetually subject to birth and death, you still have no reason to lament. For one who is born, death is certain, and for one who dies, he must be reborn to undergo the reactions of his past actions. Therefore, you should not lament over the inevitable. Avyaktamadhyani bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata. Avyaktanidhanyeva avyaktanidhananyeva tatra kapari devana. O Bharata, when all living beings are unmanifest before birth, manifest between birth and death, and again unmanifest at death, why lament for them? Ascharyavat pasyati kaschid enam, ascharyavat vadati tataiva chanya, ascharyavat chainam anyashroti, shrutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. Some see the soul as astonishing, some describe it as astonishing, some hear of it as astonishing, while others, though hearing about it, know nothing of it. Dehi nityam abhadhyo yam dehe sarvasya bharata, tasmad sarvani bhutani natvam sochitam arhasi. O Bharata, the soul dwelling within the bodies of all living beings is eternal and cannot be slain. Therefore, you need not lament for one. Therefore, you need lament for no one. Svadharmam api chavescha navikampitum arhasi. Dharmyadi yudjat triyonyat chatriyasya navidyate. Moreover, considering your natural duty, you have no reason to waver, since there is no action more auspicious for a warrior than a battle for justice. Commentary. One's natural duty, or svadharma, is of two types, relative or absolute, according to the soul's state of either material bondage or liberation, respectively. In the liberated state, the natural function of the soul is purely spiritual devotional service for the transcendental pleasure of the Supreme Lord alone. But in the state of material bondage, the person's natural duty possesses mundane attributes. The conditioned soul accepts various births throughout the 8,400,000 species of life, according to his actions, until by the influence of piety he obtains a human birth. Then, according to his nature, he may adopt a position and prescribe duty in the God-centered socio-religious system, Daiva Varnashram, which helps one attain the natural duty of the liberated state. In this respect, the natural duty of the liberated soul is somewhat covered by the relativity of the material world. Yet, within the God-centered socio-religious system, it is nonetheless considered a person's natural duty. As, for example, smoke-covered fire is still considered fire despite its covering. Text 32. Yadrichchaya chupapanam svargadvarmam apavritam sukhina opartha. Only the most fortunate warriors are blessed with the opportunity of such a battle, which has come to you like an open door to heaven. Atachet tvam imham dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tatas fadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapasyasi. But if you choose not to fight this battle for justice, your religious principles will be lost, fame will desert you, and sin will overcome you. Akirtim chapi bhutani katha vishanti te vyayam. Sambhavitasya chakrati maranad atri ichyate. People will speak of your infamy for all time to come, and for the renowned, infamy is worse than death. Vayhadranad uparatam mamasyante tvam mahavrata isham chatva bahu matho bhutva yasyasya laghavam. The great warriors who highly honor you will ridicule you, considering that you were afraid to fight. Avacha bharamscha bahun vadishyanti tavahita nindantas tava samartayam tato dukhattaram nukim. Your enemies will mock you. What could be more painful? Hatova prapasyasya svargam jidva vokshase mahim. Tasmad utista kaunteya yudhaya krita nischaya. O son of Kunti, if you are killed, you will attain heaven, and if you are victorious, you will enjoy your life on earth. Therefore, being confident of your success, arise for battle. Chukha duke same kritva labhalabhao jayayo. Tato udhaya yujasva naivam papam avapasyasi. Considering pleasure and pain, gain and loss, and victory and defeat to be one and the same, fight. No sin will be incurred by you. Visate bihitas hankhe budhir yoge tvimam shrinu. Udhaya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. I have revealed to you this knowledge, buddhi of the soul. Now hear from me how to act this knowledge, bhakti yoga, through which you will be able to free yourself from the bondage of action. Commentary. It will be revealed that buddhi yoga, the yoga of wisdom, is a singular path. When buddhi yoga is seen to be limited by the ideal of action, it is known as karma yoga. When it extends beyond action up to the peak of knowledge, it is known as jnana yoga or sankhya yoga. And when transcending the limitations of both action and knowledge, it touches bhakti or devotion. It is then known as bhakti yoga, or perfectly pure and complete buddhi yoga. This quote was from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Text 40. Niha bikramanosoti pratyavayo navidyate svalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. On this path there can be no loss and no harm. The slightest practice of such a spiritual ideal saves one from the greatest fear. Commentary. Mahabhaya, the greatest fear. Mahabhaya, the greatest fear is generally considered to be the fear of repeated birth and death in this world. But Mahabhaya also refers to Sayuja Mukti, the liberation of merging into the impersonal, non-differentiated consciousness of Brahmaloka, Viraja, or a kind of impersonal samadhi. Renunciation alone leads to Sayuja Mukti, the cessation of birth and death, but not to a life in the positive plane. It takes one to a permanent burial in Brahmaloka. The demon of Mukti will devour one wholesale, and therefore it is even more dangerous than this ordinary life of action and reaction. Mukti means a strike in the organic system, so it must be avoided. For example, to either ignore duties in a factory or to declare a strike by cessation of duties are both abnormal. Bhukti, exploitation, and mukti, renunciation, are both fearsome ghosts. Therefore, here, Mahabhaya means the great apprehension of falling prey to both the ghost of exploitation leading to birth and death, as well as the ghost of committing suicide by merging into the impersonalism of incarceration in Brahmaloka. Fear of both Bhoga Bhumi, the land of exploitation, and Tyaga Bhumi, the plane of renunciation. It is stated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.22 and 1.1.9. Bhukti mukti swarhaya bhat Tisyachi hrude vartate tabad bhakti sukhasyatra katham abhyudaya bhavet. The ecstasy of devotion to Krishna will never appear in a heart that is haunted by the ghosts of exploitation and renunciation. Aniha bilasita sunyam jnana karma dhyana vritam anukulyena Krishnan ushi lanam bhaktir uttamam. The highest devotion is that which is cultivated for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Krishna, with no desire except to serve him, and, um, divested of all external attempts, such as worldly action, knowledge in the search of the impersonal absolute, or the meditational attempt to become one with God. Only the Supreme Lord is Abhaya, beyond apprehension. Therefore nothing but participation in his service can free one from the ghosts of exploitation and renunciation, bhukti and mukti. If we subtract the bhukti and mukti, then only positive bhakti, devotion, is the remainder. Therefore, with everything is mahabhaya, great danger. That was text 40. And this ends our reading for today. All glories to Om Vishnupad, Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Vijan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the